joining Maxwell House of Abilities, and we're going to talk a little bit about what Maxwell House does, how they support the autism community, and a little bit about their message. And then we're going to evolve into a discussion a little bit about CBD in general, and then maybe some specifics as to how CBD can work, how Christina has seen CBD work for the people that she works with, and see if there's any other questions that we can elicit and answer them in our subsequent versions of this. So I wanted to introduce Christina Shelley. She's the director of Maxwell House of Abilities. And Christina, why don't you tell the group a little bit about what you do?
Well, our company, like you said, the name is Maxwell's House of Abilities, and our slogan is we take the dis out of disability, because we take the time to focus on our children's abilities and not their disabilities. We basically partner with the parents to help guide them, whether it be in the form of education through IEPs or ARD meetings, making sure that they understand all their laws and rights so their children can get the full benefit and reach their maximum potential while in the school system. We also aid them in the therapeutic sections for autism, whether that be speech therapy, occupational therapy, ABA therapy, whether that be locating therapists that'll either go in-home or finding facilities that don't have really long waiting lists, or if they don't have the money to pay their co-payments, we help them pay co-payments to make sure their children don't miss out on therapy services due to a lack of funds. Thank you.
That is amazing.
Yeah, it's a big deal. Like for me, our co-payment is $3,000 a year, every single year. And depending on how much money you make, or if you're a single parent, $3,000 a year is daunting. So that means your child misses out on services because of a lack of funds. And I feel like no child should ever miss out because of money. There should always be another way for it to be found. And I experienced that when I was a single mom, and, just trying to make it work and moving things around or cutting out necessities that you might need to make sure that your child can have what they need. It makes it really stressful, especially when you have a child that's on the spectrum or has any disability, because you're constantly trying to figure out how to make it work, whether it be figuring out how to communicate with the child, understanding what they're trying to communicate with you, and then you have the school layer to it, and then you pack on astronomical co-payments. It's like you can feel like you're in a no-win situation.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, and then the newest facet that we've added to Maxwell's House of Ability is job opportunities for children and adults with ASD. So here, stimming's okay. We don't mind. We figure out their SIMs, we learn their SIMs, we teach them how to cope. We teach them how to identify when they start to feel overwhelmed, and they'll ask us, can I take a coffee break? And we know that means just to go into the sensory room to cool down until they're able to come back. But those things are fully accommodating, and I look at it no different than if you're in a wheelchair, you look for a wheelchair ramp. If we can make accommodations that way, we should be able to make accommodations for communication or for stimming behavior as well. I mean, it's just another form of an accommodation. So my son will be 9 in January, and I see this as what's next, what's next, what's next. I've dealt with it since he was diagnosed, and I know he's going to be a young man, and he's going to want to have a job. He's going to want to make friends. He wants to feel like he has a sense of purpose, to have his own money, to get up and have a routine, and to feel like all of his other peers. So if all I have to do is make some minor accommodations for behavior and communication to make them feel empowered to be their best, then I want to do that. And that's what we do.